set up. Happy Monday, everyone. Got some fun stuff to do and talk about today. I'm a little discombobulated at the moment. Pieces in my hand. I was alone, freezing, still trying hard to understand you. I left the others knowing I had to work this by myself. But now the feeling's growing. I would be better off with her help. So, baby, what we got has lately not been enough. Not been enough. Oh, I got a dust. Okay. Hope everybody's having an awesome Monday. I'm just setting up a little bit right now, figuring out where I want to start. I did go ahead and order some green stuff by Army Painter. Just standard green stuff. I couldn't find. I had some before. I think when I was remodeling my studio or improving it, I may have thrown out on accident. I may have thrown out the stuff that I had before. I'm not really sure, but I bought some more, so we've got some stuff to play with. One thing that occurred to me too is when this little pack came in the mail, I realized like that's totally not gonna be enough to fill all the giant gaps and smaller gaps that I have on this model before I can really start painting it. The other putty that I had, definitely not working. You can see it just peels right off. Stuff was pretty old, so didn't work. Not concerned about this gap in here anyways, because that gets glued to the model itself on our neck. But I'm going to be redoing these gaps here in the lower jaw. Today, and I think my experience with green stuff is good. It's good stuff. Let's see, it's still leaving my fingerprints in there on the lower palette. But yeah, let's get right into it, and I'll just we'll kind of talk and explain things as we go along today. Feel free to drop a like, hold on. My wife is knocking. Hello, my love. Oh, I forgot. Well, you need what? What's this? Oh, okay. Need the vacuum. Yeah. Oh, you're fine. Never bothering me. Love you. I guess my wife is doing some chores today. So she needed the vacuum. What is going on here? Is this really just that dirty? Okay. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted. So, yeah, just looking over things. Got a little bit of sanding I need to do around the edges here. I'm going to just do that off camera real quick here. I think that's good. So there's some small gaps. I don't need to correct all of them, but some of them maybe. I almost want to pop this back off again because it's just going to be that much easier for me to paint it separately. I'd really like to get the gaps molded before I start painting it. But we'll worry about that later. For now, so I already fixed this gap back here. I just used the Fun Creek Hall putty for that section. Now, as I'm going along looking at everything over before I paint, I'm noticing, I'm also thinking about how I'm going to paint it. You know, for example, I've got just a touch of feathers here under this carapace thing, but these are all scales. So I'm just kind of thinking, plotting out about how I'm going to paint it. It's going to be a project, that is for sure. So I think what I'm going to just concentrate on today is just polishing up these gaps here. And then, yeah. So let's get into it. So if you've never used green stuff before, it's an epoxy for modeling. You want to cut pretty much an even part across to get what you need. I'm just going to estimate that this is about what I'm going to need to get these gaps filled up. And then we're going to start kneading this together. Obviously, yellow and blue make green, so as you knead this stuff together, it'll start to turn green, hence green stuff. And it's very sculptable. It does get a little sticky in your hands when you're pushing it together. A little bit goes a long way, so you just you know, judge your gaps, whatever you got to use it on, and you know, only use what you're going to need for that moment if you can. This is actually probably more than I need, so I'll end up using whatever's left to seal part of or another gap in the body. So yeah, it's turning nice and green now. It's getting to a point where we can roll it out. I like to make a little snake. Takes a little while to set. You want to give it about 24 hours. A day. I don't even know what the package says. Let's see what the package says, how long it needs to cure. If it even says. Nope, doesn't say. Doesn't say how long it takes to cure. So we'll just figure it out. It'll be cured when it's hard. So I'm just rolling out a little snaky snake of this stuff. So I've got a nice little ribbon here, and then this is a little texture roller I got, and this will imitate scales. Got these on Amazon, so we'll give it a couple passes with that guy, and it just gives me kind of a basis to know where to sculpt and feather out stuff. It is raining balls outside right now. It's getting sticky. So put a little water on the guy to give it some lube. There we go. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. I really appreciate it. Whoever's checking it out, if you're in the chat, please feel free to say hi. Love to hear how everybody's doing out there. And definitely please leave a like. I super hugely appreciate it, and the algorithm appreciates it as well. I am trying to grow the channel, and it's growing slowly but surely, which is awesome. Need a harder tip. Yeah. So now I'm just concentrating on kind of feathering out the edges. Get it feathered out a little bit, add some texture to it. Rinse and repeat. And eventually you get it down to right where it about matches up. Yeah, it's getting much closer. Like that tip. Still a little too raised on that section right here. Feather it out a little bit more. I can definitely feel it getting tougher to work with as I go, as it's curing. So you do need to work with it a little fast if you're doing anything detailed like this. Smooth that out a little bit. Just about there on that side. All right. I don't know if you can hear the rain outside, but it is pouring. I love it. All right. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So at this point, I'm going to just let this side cure, get it nice and hard before we paint it. And in the meantime, we'll start working on the other side. It's based on that. Doing that side, I need a heck of a lot less putty, especially for this smaller gap. So we'll just roll out a really small snake here. Really don't need much. Oh, crap. Got my hands in it over here. I'm going to have to be more careful about that, obviously. I can, like, see my fingerprints in there now. Just... Hey, Jen, what's up, girl? How you doing? Now I need to just be careful not to touch that until it's cured. You're doing. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm doing as well. Um, Lots of appointments these last couple of weeks and more to come. I did get an injection in my shoulder last week, which was weird. Been pretty apprehensive about doing it, but I was like, you know what? What the fuck? Um, if it works, it works. Then I'll be maybe out of pain for a couple of days without being on drugs. Um, but don't get me wrong, I like the drugs too. Not gonna lie, they work. They help. I feel hell of a lot better on pain management. But that's not the way I want to live, for obvious reasons. Um, but anyhow, the injection was some sort of steroid or something. I don't remember. My wife knows. Um, they go deep into the shoulder, which was crazy. The needle was fucking huge. Um, Tripped me out. They used like a freezing spray on my skin to numb me up instead of numbing me with a shot. So that was weird. Um, but it takes about 48 hours for the stuff to kick in. And yesterday morning, I noticed I was like, wait a minute. I got range of motion in my right arm, like without being in severe pain. It kind of was like moving my arm around. I'm like, holy shit. But at the end of the day, that's just another band-aid. I don't want band-aids. I want the problem fixed. So I'm glad that works. I got to go through all these hoops and shit, for workers' comp and everything. Well, that's fine, whatever I got to do to get things figured out. I'm fine with that. So that's my doing. It does help. And supposedly, I guess it lasts a while, like a couple of months or something like that. Or a month or two before I need another injection. Or they go as needed or something. I'm not really sure. Doctors are a lot for me to deal with, so I forget really easily like what they say. It's not that I don't listen to them. It's just I don't fucking listen to them. It just gets to a point where it's like too much for my ADD to handle. I can't hyper focus on everything because it's too much. And then I just kind of latch onto one thing and go, yeah, that's what they said. Drives my wife crazy. And that's why I record my appointments, voice wise, so that I could, like, if my wife asks me too many questions that I can't remember, it's like, here, just listen to this. Because it's a lot for my feeble little brain to wrap my head around. Well, I would take my wife with me to remember, but she's usually working. Um, but just by recording the conversation I have with the doctor and everything, which I always ask the doctor, hey, is it okay if I record this? So my wife knows everything, and they're always like, yeah, that's fine. So it works. Yeah, I mean, as long as you ask the doctor, hey, is it okay if I record? I mean, you can do it without asking, but that's kind of rude. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Some people are like, well, if they don't know, they don't know. But I'm like, no. These are my doctors. I'm not here to fuck around with these people. Like, I want them to know what's up. I want to know what's up. I want them to know that I want to know what's up. And that's why I'm recording, because my forgetful ass will not remember everything. And my wife is my, what do you call it? Emergency contact and whatnot, as she should be. So I like her to know everything. Now I'm just shaping these upper jaw scales. I think most people just don't think of it, like, yeah, you can totally ask your doctor if it's okay if you record the conversation so that you and you don't have to rely on a memory to fill your spouse in, or whoever. I've just been doing it for a while now because, if my wife can't make it to an appointment, it's easier that way for us. I don't have to stress about remembering everything. or writing everything down. I can't write fast. I can't write as fast as people talk. So it's just easier for me to record. Trying to think of a way I can clean this thing. All right. Holy crap. I may have to take a bathroom break here in a moment. All right, I'm going to take a quick health and safety break, and I will be right back. Should probably. I need to make like. I got to figure out how to do like. I got to figure out how to. Do like a graphic or something that pops up on my screen. Something like that. It's my ghetto way of doing it. But yeah, I got to run upstairs really quick, and I will be back down, and we'll get on to the next part. Okay, bye. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. When nature calls, duty falls. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Thanks for leaving the likes, folks. Appreciate it. Bunches and bunches. I think that looks pretty good. Let's leave that alone. I think that's like all the gap filling I can do with the jaw at this point. And that's exciting, really. Some mild prep to do on this guy. On the feathers. Alright. And the detail on these feathers is just, it's so cool how they sculpted this. Just really neat. Alright, let's pick another body part. Okay, then actually, yeah, let's get started on all the legs. That's got big holes to fill, drainage holes, and all kinds of fun shit. We've got a lot to do. Like this leg, for example, all those little supports inside. Oop, lost audio. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate that. I think it looks pretty good. Some light sanding to do, and then I've got lots of supports to remove. Big drainage holes to fill. Yeah, it's a lot of work to do on these legs to get them ready to paint. So, I'll tackle that one later. Excuse me. All kinds of parts to prep and get through. I don't like this song. Sorry. Bye. I don't like it right now. I might like it another time. So to some people, what I'm doing right now is probably really fucking boring. Which I don't blame you. I don't like doing it either. But this is an unfortunate aspect of 3D printing models that you're going to paint. Something like this, you want... I almost cut my thumb off. Something like this, you want to prep it down to the way it's supposed to be as much as possible before you start throwing paint on it. So these little supports in here, I want to crunch these up and kind of get them gone as much as possible. And as per normal, like more of them will show up after I'll think I'll have them all done, and then as soon as you put down some primer, you realize you missed like 40,000 of them, and you got to go through and scrape those off too. Another shit. I'm still pretty blown away that, oh yeah, this is the leg the electronics goes through. I'm still pretty blown away that this entire model printed as well as it did on the first try, really. I had very few reprints on this whole model, which was really nice. It cost me about $150, I think, to print it, somewhere around there. Oh, this is a perfect song for right now. California Rain. So anyone in the chat that's just popping in, this is just one of the legs for Obi Wan's steed, Boga, from Revenge of the Sith. We're just getting this leg cleaned up a little bit, getting it ready for paint. Gonna be getting the whole body ready for paint, which is super exciting. So once I'm done painting her, then it's just little things that I gotta paint. Like Obi Wan Kenobi's not that big. But there's a lot of detail to pack into her. So she's going to be a challenge to paint. But I'm really looking forward to getting at it. Well, I think this one is good to go for now. So we'll just mark it done on the toe. That was an easy one. This one is a bit different. Don't cut yourself while you're doing this shit. So apparently I had to orient this one kind of weird to get it to fit on my printer because I did everything on the Photon M7 Pro. If you know the size of that printer, there's only so much you can print at a time. So for example, this foot, that's one print. She has 4 legs. I actually had to print this one in 2 sections. You can see the big gap here. But yeah. So what I'm cutting off of here right now is one of the supports that fit sideways on the model. I was still kind of learning. Well, I'm still learning about 3D printing. I've only been doing it for 2 years. But the support on this part of the foot was sitting sideways, and it locked itself in at a weird spot. So I have to kind of shave it down and work it off of there. Oh, this was printed in 3 sections. The foot is separate too. I just noticed. Okay. Wow. Some of the legs I was able to print in one piece. So we need to fill in these gaps here, these holes. And this putty is starting to get really hard. So I'm going to go ahead and use these last sections here on the toe before it gets too hard to work with. little bit of water on my finger. So what I'll wind up doing once this is all cured, I'll just take my little sanding wheel and clean this up, and that'll further feather in the detail on the foot, blend it in so you won't know those holes were there. In the meantime, I'm just feathering it out as far as I can. While it's still a little pliable. Huh. Don't buy shapers on Temu. I mean, they work all right. Good enough. I wish they were a little stiffer, though. They're a little too soft. I mean, I understand that these aren't designed to work with this kind of putty. So we'll set this aside while that part cures. Then we just need to fill in this gap here and a little bit down here. See if we can get a long enough snake out of this. This stuff's getting pretty tough to work with now. Perfect. Right. Nope, I don't like that. Oh. So now I'm just kind of carefully feathering it out to match the scales around the seam best I can. Yeah, this green stuff, if you've ever worked with it before, it doesn't take long to start setting. You only get so much time to work with it. So, it's fine on little small models, but you might want to use something a little more pliable if you have to do a big piece like this, so that you have a little more time to work with it and get it to where you want it to be. The good news is, even after it cures, you can still work with it pretty well. So quiet today. It's one of those Mondays. It's stormy as hell out here, which has been nice. And the sun poked out a minute ago. I don't know what it's doing now. I don't have a window in my studio, thankfully. No, brushes don't really work too well with this kind of putty. You can to a degree, but once it starts, if you're still working on it while it's curing, like this stuff's getting really hard already. So I'm using a metal tip to basically draw in the scale, like the line where I want the scale to be, and then smooth it over with my finger. I mean, every application is going to be different. It's really going to depend on what you need it for. I mean, the real test is obviously going to be like, how good does it look once I get paint on it? You know, even just primering will let me know. Yeah, it is a 2-part. So, yeah. Green stuff. Yeah, so depending on how you mix it, if you go, I think it's heavier on the yellow and less blue. So like more yellow, less blue, then it stays softer longer and you can work with it a little longer. But for this, I just went 50-50 because I'm just drawing scales, and those are pretty easy for the most part. Excuse me. I actually like the way it works when it's a little harder as well, at least for this application. It feels all right. Yeah, I like that guy better. You've used green stuff before, haven't you, Jen? What do you think of it? Epoxy sculpt, okay. I've never actually used epoxy sculpt. I'll have to try it sometime. Green stuff's been around since I was a kid, so I just know it. I think it was green stuff. I don't remember what it was what I used in my younger years. Like whatever my professor had on hand, pretty much. I'm pleased with that. Not even sure if I want to do anything with this because it's so minuscule. I think Some of it I can actually just fill in with the needle outline or the needle applicator. Let's get my UV light on that. Can't help but get a teeny bit of buildup sometimes on these tips. So I'm basically just putting one little drop on and then immediately developing it, and it basically cures it to look like a part of a scale. I mean, within range. There's such a small crack. It's like you just make more scales with the resin. And just work your way around, you know, one little drop at a time. I've got my light here, and then just immediately my wife's coming in again. Don't be sorry, honey. You're not bothering me. Okay, bye. It's getting there. So yeah, this is one way you can fill little tiny gaps like this with, if you're working on a lizard or some shit. I basically just made that up on the fly just now. I'm like, I think this would work. Seems to be working. I don't think I've seen anybody else do this on scales or something, but it's one way to do it. Now, if this stuff was a little more viscous, I could probably get better beads that looked something more close to a scale. But just by doing one at a time like that, see if I can get it to where you can see it better. Switch hands. So just putting one drop on and then immediately developing that before it really has a chance to lose its surface tension. So like you see how it's just keeping a bead? It's about the shape of a scale or size of a scale. Do a couple smaller spots.
Never have I seen a place that reminds me of your face till I heard a call to me, like a phone call from a friend, said in silence like a prayer. If these walls could breathe the air, they would sing a song of love and how it sometimes has to end. Welcome home.
You able to see that pretty good? How it's working? So I've kind of gone around that whole gap now. And other than it being a little shinier than the rest of it, it's pretty well covered up. And then you can just take your little Dremel bit like that, just clean it up a little bit. That worked out pretty damn well. Yeah, I'll get into that tomorrow once this stuff really dries well. But I think we're looking pretty good on this one. I may, once this dries or cures completely, I may do the same thing. Just add a few drops of resin here and there to blend these scales a little better, because just a little drop of resin really does kind of look like a scale. You almost can't even see that line. I mean, if you're looking for it like I would be, you're gonna find it, but it's pretty damn well hidden. But I think this leg's looking good, so we'll set that aside. And what time is it? Okay. Oh, what's next? This leg's looking pretty good. This is one of the front legs. some support bumps right here we could sand off.
Possibly, maybe I'm falling for you.
Lots of big holes. Lots of drainage holes to fill today. How many people we got? Cool. All right. Slow chat today. It's President's Day here in the United States. As ironic as that is. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to buy more super glue. Don't need any super glue right now anyway, so whatever. Let me try something like this. Well, I mean, I'm just going to cut it evenly because I don't really need to do much with this except for fill a hole. And because of the scales, I like the way the printer resin worked so well just now. I think I'm going to do that on the scales again, because that was just really quick and nice and easy. Now, see, when you first mix this stuff together, it's pretty pliable, but once it starts curing, you definitely got to get working faster on it. It's a little sticky. In fact, spray my fingers down with some alcohol to get the excess off. Oh, jumped right out of there.
So today, I wrote a song for you, 'cause a day can get so long. And I
Sticky,
know
sticky.
it's hard to make it through when you say there's something wrong. So I'm trying to
Ugh.
Before you know, it's a simple game that you play, filling up your head with rain. And you know, you've been hiding from your pain in the way you say your name. And I see you hiding your face in your hands, flying so you won't land. You think no one understands, no one understands. So you hunch your shoulders and you shake your head, and your throat is aching but you swear no one hurts you, nothing could be said anyway. You're not here enough to care. And you're so tired, you don't sleep at night as your heart is trying to mend. You keep it quiet, but you think you might disappear before the end. And it's strange how you cannot find any strength to even try to find a voice to speak your mind. When you do, all you wanna do is cry. Maybe you should cry. And I see you hiding your face in your hands, talking about far away. You think no one understands. Listen to my hands. And all of this love moves around you. For all that you claim, you're standing still. You are moving too. You are moving too. You are moving too. I'm moving with you. Even though I'll never need her, even though she's only giving me pain, I'll be on my knees to feed her, spend the day to make her smile again. Even though I'll never need her, even though she's only giving me pain, I still want it soft around her, leaving me with nothing to disdain.
think that looks good. Like it. Cool. Now we need to get rid of these 3 holes, and then we'll work on these 2. I know this is super fun shit. But it's a necessary evil of 3D printing something and wanting to paint something this freaking big. I believe Wicked said this is, to date, still their largest model they've done. Good enough. I wish I had more time today. I gotta get upstairs and help my wife with some things around the house, get stuff for dinner made, get her ready for work tomorrow. And then found out we had a big like rivet or something stuck in our car's tire. Brand new tires too. So I gotta take that in and have that plugged tomorrow. Like a pain in the ass. But I should be live streaming at some point tomorrow, probably after, right around 1:30ish. About the same time as normal lately. I don't really have any tips or tricks with this green stuff. Just play around with it. Go online. Do what we all do nowadays. Do your own research, and just play with it. Do what works for you. It's like Jen, my dear friend subscriber Jen G in the chat. She uses epoxy sculpt, so that's another product you can use. Play around and see what works for you. I'm using what's called green stuff right now, and it works for me. It works for this application quite nicely, and I'm pleased with it. So just feathering out the edges right now to shape that toe, because we had a big hole in it like that. This is a drainage hole. So when you do resin prints, you got to have drainage holes put in them, not just so that the resin can flow out of the model as it's printing and whatnot, but also to remove the possibility of there being suction created in the vat during the printing process. You need that, especially if you're printing hollow, I should say. If you're doing hollow prints, you got to have drainage holes. Because suction can get created and lead to a bad day. Your print can get yanked off of the build plate if there's a good enough amount of suction on there to cause that to happen. So that's what these little holes are. Sometimes you can hide them pretty good, when you're setting your print up. But other times you just, you're going to have some drainage holes in there that you got to cover up. And for this particular application, the green stuff is working just great for what I need it to do. You only want to mix up a little bit at a time of this stuff, because it does start curing the minute these two compounds get in touch with each other. It stays pretty sculptable, and even after it hardens, you can go through and sand it and further sculpt it to do what you need it to do. You can use these little tools, these silicone tools, to kind of help feather it out, smooth it out. Like I said, just play around with it until you got it doing what you need it to do for you. And that's how you use it. And once this cures on here, I'll be giving it a little go over with my sanding tool to further kind of feather and blend it in. And if you need to add a little texture to it, you can take these texture roller thingies and smooth that spot over. So you can see that sometimes do. That's looking good. Well, one thing I like is that the post prep isn't really taking as long as I was expecting it to, getting these holes and stuff filled. We got a long way to go, but the fact that I've gone through two legs already and most of her head, that's a pretty good amount of time. And I've only put, I don't know, maybe 4 hours into it. Post prep stuff like this. That's pretty good. I mean, for me, I feel good. Cool. All right, so when I come back, I've definitely got to get these two holes finished along with this knee. Then we can call that leg done. And in the meantime, we've got this other leg curing. I am so excited and happy to be finally working on this portion of the model. I'm really, really looking forward to laying down some paint. Not just primer, but color. Oh, I can't wait to start putting color down. Just let that finish curing. Same with all these spots. Just about there. It's looking pretty good though. We'll touch up some scales on the foot with some printer resin. Head's coming along. I think once that gets painted, primered, it'll really any evidence of the gap really will pretty much disappear for the most part. I'll always see it because I know it's there, but I think the ultimate the stranger that'll typically be looking at this in person won't be able to tell. So yeah, lots of cool pieces done today. I'm pretty stoked on that. What do you guys think? Well, you guys meaning I think it's just Jen and we got 3 people watching, it looks like. Slow chat today. That's all right. That's all right. What do you guys think? Did I do okay with the green stuff today? Getting the gaps finished? Like, how's that look to you guys? I think it looks pretty good. It'll be easier to decide once I get some paint on there, I think. I think for the most part, it's pretty well... I think it looks pretty good. Ooh, I gotta get something to eat. I got hubby doos to do. Wife's like, when are you coming upstairs? Yeah, I can't prime it now, unfortunately. I wish I could. Stuff has to fully be cured before I prime it. Mainly, I need it fully cured so I can go over and sand any parts that need to be sanded or smoothed out. Just kind of give it some final touches. Make sure the textures look right, the scales, I think we should be looking pretty good, though. Oh, I just realized they actually marked the eyes. The iris is actually in there. It's included. That's cool. Thank you, Wicked. These guys over at Wicked are friggin' amazing. It almost looks like a Skeksis. That's a Dark Crystal, Jim Henson's Dark Crystal reference for any of you guys who don't know, you youngsters. If you don't know what a Skeksis is, you gotta read or watch the Dark Crystal. Great movie. Absolutely fantastic. All right. Well, that all being said, I'm sorry for the kind of short live stream today. Got a bunch of stuff I got to get to. I was lucky I was even able to do this today. Star Wars 3D stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Hey, Grumpy, what's up, dude? No, yeah, you came in right at the last minute. I'm gonna take a minute though. I mean, my phone's not completely dead. Jen was mentioning that Star Wars 3D stuff is beautiful, and yes, it absolutely is. I don't know if they have an entirely different team working on their models from Wicked or Berserk, but whoever they got working on their stuff is just, I mean, holy shit, they can sculpt. They really know what they're doing over there. I mean, just look at these feathers for Boga's head. Like this all goes together like so. I mean, that is some amazing craftsmanship there. 3D modeling, um, just phenomenal. It's so good that I got to do it justice and really take my time painting everything and prepping everything because I want it to look as good as they intended it for. So I'm really going to be taking my time, just filling all these gaps. I mean, even down to the scales. You can see I've been sculpting the scales to blend in where the gaps were. Um, Same with the knees. Using that green stuff, and I got to go over all of her legs, head, body, everything before I can even start painting it. I got to get all these gaps filled and all that. So, yeah, super fun stuff. Oh, Jerry, what's up? I didn't even realize that was you, Jerry. Grumpy vet. Okay, well, that makes. Okay. I see what you did there. I like it. I like that. I'm a little slow right now. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, we made some good headway today, though, Jerry. It's cool. Got some green stuff laid down. Got some holes filled on the feetses. Actually, this one needs a little more texture. Yeah, long way to go, but we're making progress, which makes me happy. I'm just happy to be working on Boga finally. I was able to get that base finished. So I'm seeing some slight layer shifting here. I'll have to go over and sand that carefully. Fortunately, it's really mild, so it's not. I don't think it'll be a lot. Ain't gonna be no big hoodoo. Better use them, and you better YouTube that shit. Yeah, you better. I'll be there to watch. We'll have to coordinate our live streams to make sure we're not overlapping each other when we can. And plus, I want to be able to watch. If you live stream. Otherwise, if you're producing videos, then cool, I can watch those. I decided for Boga, it's Obi Wan and Boga is just live streaming the whole damn thing is going to be the best way to do it. Because otherwise, you guys wouldn't see me for 9 months, and that's lame. And I had a lot of people asking for long form videos anyway, so kill two birds with one stone. Yeah, Jerry, drop your channel name. So, guys, one of my faithful subscribers, Grumpy Vet Creations, otherwise known as Jerry, he's going to be starting his own channel. I'm putting it out there, Jerry. You're starting your own channel, dude. So once he gets that set up, I'm going to post the link for his channel in the description. And if you guys could go show him some love and check him out, see what he's up to once he gets going here. Show him some love and support. Yeah, I will definitely be there too. So right now it's going to be one Grumpy Vet Creations, but there are only so many old gaming videos right now. I gotta hide those or delete them. Okay, yeah, that's right. So that's from Jerry's previous channel when he was doing gaming and stuff. He's got some gaming videos up. I ended up taking out all my dumb fishing videos and stuff that I had from years back and deleted them. The only old video I left up is I think it's the very first video on my channel. Is my buddy Lucian, rest in peace, Lucian. Him and I jamming on my porch one day, a couple months before he passed away. One of the last times I really heard from him too, and then I found out later he passed away. So I left that video up so his family and friends can go check it out. It's just me and Lucian kind of noodling around on our guitars up on my old porch where I used to live years ago, probably about 10 years ago. I left that video up. It's a good little jam. The soggy deli sandwich. It's a fun little jam. But yeah, that's my only old video left on my channel. Otherwise, everything's new. But yeah, Jerry, I'm looking forward to seeing some content, dude. You got to bust those paints out that you bought. Just as much as I need to start cranking out on this guy. I'm getting some work done, though, man. I'm stoked on it. It's getting there. The old boat channel, that's right. Yeah, that's cool. Keep it up for the kids at least. I mean, this part I can pretty much get this primered tomorrow. This is actually going to be a really good piece to work on as a practice piece. I'm not really sure which colors I'm going to use to do the bony bits on the Varactyl on Boga. Definitely want to keep it very beak-like. I got to refer to all the pictures from the movie and stuff like that. But yeah. Well, guys, I'm sorry you caught it at the tail end here, Jerry. I did announce it an hour or 2 hours before I started today. So I'm trying to be better about that. I know it's a holiday too. A lot of people are out and about fucking around doing whatever. I just realized, wait a minute. I've got a very slight layer shift right here. You can see that line on the leg there. I'm gonna have to blend that a little bit. Might be able to just do it with this. Oh yeah, that worked fine. That's a little better. Yeah, I might touch that up with a little printer resin. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it looks once. Oh boy, yeah, that's really visible. It worked a little bit. Um, I have a feeling that gap's going to be strong enough. It's not a gap. I mean that layer shift. Yeah, I mean I can really see that line. Little few drops of resin in between, like I was doing earlier. You missed that part. A few little drops of resin in between that, like I did down here. Should help clean that up pretty good. I'm sure I'll have a little bit of work to do up here too. Yeah, I'll have to play around with it tomorrow once all that cures. Once that green stuff's fully cured, I can work with it a little more and give it a final touch up before I start getting these parts set aside for primer. Moving along. It's coming. It's coming along. I like it. Some of the bigger gaps I have to deal with on Boga. Not sure how I'm going to do that. Going to figure something out, though. I have this other AB epoxy putty, but I'm going to have to rethink how I use that stuff. I don't know. Anyways, I better get going. Otherwise, the wife's going to kill me. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, happy 3D printing, everybody. Happy painting. I got a jam. Have a nice day. And I love you guys. Thank you. See you soon. Toodles.